Look at it, the blue planet. From space, it looks like an endless, self-replenishing reserve. But down on the surface, humanity is actually running dry. This chart shows global water volume. 96.5% is useless saltwater ocean, leaving a tiny 2.5% sliver of freshwater. But that's a trap. 70% is locked in glaciers. Our accessible water, in aquifers and rivers, is less than 30% of that tiny fraction. The vast blue oceans have blinded us to the math. Every human civilization, past and present, is fighting over a statistical fraction of a percent of the planet's water, and we're draining that fraction at breakneck speed. Rapid urbanization and exploding populations are driving our baseline daily domestic water demand higher than ever before. To feed those growing cities, farmers have shifted to commercial, water-heavy crops. They are pumping water out of deep underground aquifers far faster than rain can ever naturally replenish them. Then there is the crisis of quality. Even where water is physically flowing, heavy industries and chemical fertilizers are bleeding into our surface rivers, choking them with toxic foam and rendering them completely undrinkable. The math points in a singular, terrifying direction. By the year 2025, over 2 billion people will face severe water scarcity. Facing the very real threat of ecological and societal collapse, modern governments decided they had only one option. They had to aggressively hoard and control the water cycle using massive engineering. Enter the era of the multi-purpose river project. In the mid-20th century, governments launched massive infrastructure efforts built to permanently tame wild rivers. These giant concrete walls promised a utopian triple threat. They would generate infinite hydroelectric power, pipe massive irrigation out to dry, arid lands, and permanently end the threat of seasonal floods. There was a deep cultural reverence for these structures. Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru famously dubbed them the temples of modern India. These structures marked the moment we stopped adapting to the natural water cycle and started trying to dictate it. This diagram illustrates the fatal mechanical flaw of dams. Water passes through, but heavy sediment is blocked, piling up endlessly inside the reservoir. Downstream, the river is robbed of vital soil. The bed degrades into barren rocks, destroying habitats and disrupting aquatic spawning cycles. And because that trapped sediment takes up physical space, the reservoirs hold less and less water over time. During heavy rainfall, operators are forced to make emergency water releases, triggering catastrophic, entirely artificial floods. The human cost is just as steep. Creating these massive reservoirs requires drowning vast local ecosystems and forcing the large-scale displacement of marginalized communities. Local people were losing their ancestral land to provide water and electricity to distant cities. This injustice sparked fierce social resistance, most notably the Narmada Bachao Andolan, the Save Narmada movement, as displaced citizens fought back. Even at the political level, the unequal distribution of dam water has sparked bitter interstate disputes, like the fierce conflicts over the Krishna and Godavari rivers, where states battle over who actually reaps the economic benefits. In attempting to secure water through brute force infrastructure, we failed our original objectives. Instead, we triggered a chain reaction of new ecological and social crises. The most viable alternative to the megadam doesn't require pouring millions of tons of concrete. It is a return to small-scale, decentralized water management that works intimately with local geography, rather than fighting against it. Take the ingenious tankas of arid Rajasthan. These are massive underground tanks built right inside homes. They capture seasonal rooftop rain to provide clean drinking water all year long, while naturally cooling the house above. In the western Himalayas, ancient diversion channels known as ghouls and khools perfectly route mountain stream water directly to steep, terraced agricultural fields, using nothing but gravity and earth. And in Meghalaya, 200-year-old bamboo drip irrigation systems elegantly transport dozens of liters of spring water over hundreds of meters. They do this without a single drop of electricity or concrete. The core brilliance of these systems is scale. They are not designed to greedily hoard an entire river. They are designed to carefully capture and manage just enough localized rainfall to sustain a community. These decentralized strategies are scaling today. In the village of Dindasar, 200 households self-installed harvesting systems that successfully capture 100,000 liters of water every year. State governments are finally recognizing this power. Tamil Nadu even became the first state in India to legally mandate rooftop rainwater harvesting structures for all houses. It all comes back to a basic principle of resource management. Nature provides enough water to satisfy human need, but it can never sustain human greed. The future of our water security won't be found by pouring massive walls of concrete to conquer wild rivers. Secured drop by drop, roof by roof, by millions of people independently acting as stewards of the water cycle.